We want you to clean what you're seeing the whole time. We want you to watching the movies which make you sick and clean the whole time. We want you to cleaning every time you're seeing something which is not beautiful.
That's right. How about not watching?
Yeah, I'm just going to go with not watching myself.
That's not an option to not watch them.
Sure.
You don't have to watch them, but it is more impactful. We would like you to be in a position where you can watch with dispassion instead of to be connected to it emotionally. And if you do the cleaning but not watching, then you have removed the middleman. You have made a space. Now you're doing long distance. What do we see? We see the gloves through the glass to do the work instead of to hold in your hands to do the work. So you can do much cleaning without, but we suggest that you spend at least 15-20 minutes every day to watch the news and clean. Because when you watch, the energy now is on your skin. And now you are in position where you can consciously choose to clean while it is here instead of to be triggered by it. You can do cleaning without it, but you still have not interfaced with it. And you will eventually have to interface with it to be effective.
Right, it hasn't touched me.
Because it has not touched you, yes. So we are saying that you need to grow the muscle of to be able to be face to face with the event and not to be dragged into it, but to clean it.
It's really a way of being in relationship with it.
Yes.
To see our own response.
Yes. And you truly cannot change what you are not relating to in relationship with. You can only change as much as you are willing to embrace. To be in relationship with.
To embrace, that's very good.
You can only change what you are willing to embrace. And that means the wars, that means the propagandas, that means whatever it is. But you can only change within yourself what you are willing to embrace. And if you are not embracing it in your world, in your life, if you are standing behind and saying, well, I won't watch it, but I'll clean it, now you are pretending it is not yours, it is theirs, even though you say it is mine, because you are not confronted with it.
It seems to me that, in my experience, when I am watching violence in movies or on television or stories about violence and graphic details that our society loves to get into and rake around in the muck, it feels to me, when I expose myself to that it really pulls my vibration way down. And if I just hold the thought, the idea of a circumstance, a war or whatever, and go into meditation and claim ownership of whatever it is within me that is supporting that and creating that it has felt to me like I'm able to heal my piece of that without having to muck around in the ugliness and the pain and the cruelty and the brutality in a visceral way.
So if you have cleaned this part of yourself,
then I shouldn't feel that way.
Then you will not be impacted that way when you see it.
Right.
And that is what we are speaking about. So we think that all of you need to do this in steps, process, in levels. So you will want to clean as much as you can within yourself in this way. And there will come a time when you will need to be able to see it and not be triggered by it, because the cleaning process has not been completed until you can see it without becoming part of it, without being dragged down by it. Because then you are no longer creating it. You see, it is only if you have any emotional content about it, you are still creating. You are still part of the creation process.
Right.
So the whole idea of the Ho'oponopono is to remove all of the energy from it, so you are no longer creating it.
Right.
So as long as there is an emotional impact, there you are still creating it.
Right.
So being more in like observer mode instead of
discernment. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like we were speaking earlier, this person come to lay guilt on you.
Mm-hmm.
If you have no pattern of guilt which has any emotional content anymore, it does not matter how many people come to you and lay out a pattern of guilt on you. You will simply say, oh, yes, thank you very much, and walk away free and clear.
Right.
But as long as there is any kind of emotional content to your old guilt patterns and someone comes to lay guilt on you, you will respond. So you are not clear yet. You are still recreating a certain level of guilt. It may be very much smaller than it had been, or only about a certain facet in life instead of all of the facets. But it is still not clean because there is still a reaction there.
Right.
So as long as there is a reaction there, you have not cleaned all of it. So we are giving you advanced work.
Okay.
We are talking to you about your PhD, yes? PhD?
PhD.
Yes?
Yeah.
Your doctorate in cleaning, yes.
Our janitorial
I was
doctorate.
just going to say, we're janitorial PhDs.
Yes, absolutely. The best kind. Yes?
Piled higher and deeper.
Yes.
So,
Can't we just flush the toilet a little more often?
well, yes, you can do whatever it works for you. Whatever it works for you. We do not care how, we only care that.
Right.
Yes. So we think we are closing for this evening.
Mm-hmm.
We thank you for your company and your interest and your participation and your also good questions. We thank you also for your hard work and your commitment and the discipline which has carried you so far and continues to carry you more and more to your own wholeness. We bless you for this work, for the wholeness that you are discovering in yourselves. Good evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening.